Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in football land. You're here. It's the ILFL Soccer Night Show, and we're going to start back to front. We did that last week, and we're going to do it for you again this week. Back to front, we're going to talk about the First Division. Let's leave the Premier Division until later on because it's all happening in the First Division. Exciting times for the teams down there in the Summer League who are making a name for themselves, and we want to see how it all ends up. Exciting Summer League, and here to talk about it with me, as usual, are the boys to my right. Hasnat, good evening, sir.
Evening.
And Rash, who's looking very pensive this evening, but we'll talk more about that in the second segment of the show. But what I want to do is I want to talk about our first highlighted game of the evening. It's Redcoat v Riverside, two teams that we have spoken about in the First Division, who have been impressive and got better and better as they've moved through the summer programme. They come to their final games of the season, or is it their penultimate? Two teams wanting to leave a good impression on each other. We have the highlights for you right now. Redcoat versus Riverside. Here we go.
Alright, just come to the end of the game. Congratulations to Riverside, very last minute. So they won 2-1. I'm just going to get a quick few words from Redcoat because you put in a very good performance. Unfortunate to lose 2-1. What would you like to say about the game?
It was a very good game. Riverside played very well. I think for a fair result it should have been a draw, but oh well, that's football, it happens.
Well done, Redcoat. Okay, and Riverside, any final words?
I'm really happy with the win. We finished really well. I mean, at the start we could have beaten Inter Asia. I think if we collected more points we could have finished higher in the league, but really happy with the win. Really
Just a quick one, right? So this is your debut season in the Summer League. First time. What do you guys think about the Summer League? Have you enjoyed it?
We enjoyed it so much. I mean, we'll try to join it again next year. I mean, first year, it was hard getting the players together, but we managed it, and to finish at least third or fourth is good for us.
Quick few points on your debut season.
It was very enjoyable.
And there we have it, a game, a very competitive game that was played almost like a cup final and celebrated in the same fashion by a team who were worthy winners and are here in the studio to talk about how happy that victory made them. Captain Jahir, I saw your interview there. Now you can tell me, now you've calmed down and it's sort of a little bit more subdued in here. Now you can tell me what exactly that victory meant to you as a player and as a team.
I mean, as a team, we were really happy to get the win. I mean, coming from the win against Berde, I mean, we wanted to finish on a high, and we did finish on a high. And to finish at 4th place at the end, we're really chuffed about it, and we can go again next year and build on that.
You only lost to the top 2 teams in the division. So when you went into it at the beginning of summer, what were your expectations?
Well, we didn't have much expectation. We just wanted to take it a game at a time, really. So after the first defeat against SCTA, we knew we were in for a really tough league, and so we took that on board. We took the defeat on board and went back to training and talked about it and came with a fighting chance. I think Bowman were the better team, but we could have we could have been better against Bowman. But then towards the end of the season, we picked it up and we knew each other's games, and everything was cohesion. We had good team cohesion and all sorts, and yeah, chuffed.
So the Beaumont game probably gave you some hope. Rashid, big boy at the end there. I wouldn't want to run into you, but how difficult was it then playing against teams? I mean, we heard that, SCTA, Interasia, they were tough games. Beaumont, you could have got something out of it. So it helped to improve your football, do you think, and the quality and standard of your football as a team?
Yeah, definitely has. I mean, Beaumont was our first game, and it was a draw, and they're a well-established team, and we're a new team, and the fact that we got a point off them definitely motivated us for the rest of the season.
Rashid, we've spoken about these teams in here week in, week out, and talked about how impressed we are with the way they've organised themselves and set themselves up in this league.
That's one of the examples to other teams. Consider a new team. Every week I watch them. They're actually one of the first teams to arrive an hour before kick-off, fully changed and warming up, stretching and getting together, talking tactics, etc., which is a rare thing these days. You know, you see teams coming and running in the last 10-15 minutes. They're always an hour before. One of the questions I was going to ask you guys is, obviously you're a new team. How did you form? Where did you form? For which area did you play from? Or a bit more history about your club.
Well, we're a new team. I think we just formed like maybe 6 months ago, and most of us were all friends. We're not like other teams, so what we tried to do is, well, most of us, we've known each other since we were like 11, 12 years old.
So you've all grown up in the same area? What area is that?
Stepney, Shadwell, Bow, and most of us went to the same school, same college. Some of us went to the same uni, and because of that, we wanted everyone to get decent game time throughout the season. So I don't want to use it as an excuse, but we didn't really field a full strength team every week. We wanted everyone to get game time, so we rotated every game.
Well, you know what? I want to talk some more about that in the second segment of the show, because it's an interesting and intriguing story that's building up here about the team, and I want to know where you're going with all of that. And we're going to have to look at all of the rest of the First Division results happened yesterday. Not forgetting what happened in the Premier, and as normal, we've got in our third section of the show, our statsman Nana will be here to talk about all things Vets League as well. We've got to take a quick break right now, but stick around, we'll be back for more highlights and more chat in the second segment of the ILFL Soccer Night show. Don't go away. We're back, part 2 with the ILFL Soccer Night Show. Good evening, and we started the show by talking about Redcoat and Riverside, with the Riverside boys here with me. They've stayed with me for the second segment of this show. We're going to wrap up what happened in the First Division, in fact everything that's happened in the Summer League. Let's take a look at the rest of the First Division games and the results that happened yesterday. As you can see on your screens now, Redcoat lost to Riverside 2-1. We've just seen the highlights of that one. Inter-Asia, good finish to the season, put 7 goals past Robin Hood. Probably to be expected, but maybe not the next one. SCTA 8, I'll say it again, SCTA 8, Beaumont, nothing. With that in mind, I now turn to my co-presenter, Rashid, and the floor is yours.
Well, first of all, many congratulations to SCTA management, Cameroons and Mustafa for winning the league itself. Obviously, the win wrapped up the league for them. From Bournemouth's point of view, very disappointing, very frustrating. I know one of my players, his brother was getting married and 4 or 5 players were missing. And Sunday morning had a few more players, but no excuse. We still played the game, but it was very frustrating. SCTA were lethal, they were strong, they were up for it, whereas in contrast, Beaumont unfortunately were not prepared, didn't have the players or the quality, and to be honest, it should have been and it could have been worse than it was.
Not the way an established club like Beaumont should finish a season.
That is true. It's one of those rare occasions that a team like Beaumont didn't have the backup players. Unfortunately, it's one of those situations. Unfortunately, there's no way to explain it. It's just one of those things we'll have to take on the chin and move on. But credit to SCTA, they were up for it, whereas Beaumont were totally not up for it, and it's a lesson to be learned. One game like that can make a lot of difference.
Let's take a look at how the First Division has pretty much ended in the Summer League. You can see the tables now on your screen there. SCTA, champions, First Division champions they are, with a game left against Robin Hood. It's pretty academic now as they cannot be caught. So they've ended up the First Division champions. Let me turn back to Jahir, team captain of Riverside. We've seen how, sometimes even the giants can fall pretty heavily, and we've also spoken about how organised you guys are and how prepared you guys turn up for games. All of this preparation and this firm platform that you've given yourselves now in the Summer League, surely that's a stepping stone now to take you on into a Winter League.
I mean, definitely. I mean, providing we get the right sort of funding, I mean, we're thinking of entering the Winter League. And I just want to give a special mention to our sponsor, who, if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have played in the Summer League itself. I want to give a special mention to Labbaik Travels. I mean, they helped us a lot for us to build as a team as well. And so, yeah, and Winter League, I mean, we're really looking forward to it. And it's something that will still need more improvement, we'll need more players, and yeah, I mean, we're up for it, definitely.
Say it again into that camera, who are your sponsors?
Labbaik Travels.
You heard it here on this show. A little bit more sponsorship and a little bit more funding and help these guys get to where they need to be in a successful Winter League, because you clearly have the ability, Rash, to play in a Winter League, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We're aware that the Winter League is much longer, and we're going to have to work much harder and a lot more training sessions, and like you mentioned, we don't have a large squad, so we probably need to get a few more players in, but I'm sure we'll do well. That's definitely going to give us the motivation to do it.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and there are lots of teams in this league that started where you are. So, good luck to you. All right, keep going. Stay with the football. It's been impressive. We've liked watching it. We've liked reporting on it. We want to report on it some more for you. So with us, I want to talk about the Premier Division now, because things are happening there. Remember, we've got good teams in the Premier Division. No highlights to show you, but here are the results on your screen for you now. What happened in the Premier Division? Well, London APSA dropped a couple of points perhaps, or they just came up against a very good Bromley side. 3-3 that game finished. We've always said that Bromley, when they turn up and they give 100%, they're a very difficult team to beat. Tigers did what they do, and they beat St Catherine's by 7-2. Well done to St Catherine's though. The week before you put up a credible fight, but it wasn't to be against a very strong London Tigers team, and that now leaves the Premier Division in the Summer League looking like this. Tower Hamlets and London Tigers in more detail. But before they go, I just want to, again, thank the young guys, Jahir and Rashid, for coming in.
Thank you.
Good luck to Riverside. It's been good what you've done. 6 games, only 2 defeats. Put up a credible performance against Beaumont over here. And listen, I really hope you get it together and manage to get yourselves into the Winter League, because you're a good side.
Yep.
And it's good to have young teams developing themselves and putting themselves about in the ILFL Winter League. So good luck to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to take another break. It comes thick and fast here. We're going to look at the rest of the Vet League results and look forward to all of the fixtures to come next week. So stick around and we'll be back after this short break.